borrowers with 39 billion in student loans finally see relief. The Biden administration launched a one-time effort in April last year to correct administrative errors that kept borrowers on the hook for repayments when their balances ought to have been dropped to zero. Their clean slates are landing just as payments are set to resume on federal loans for the first time in more than 3 years. If you were able to take advantage of that, or if this positively impacted you, a huge congrats. If the government has a certain program that's going to benefit you, I think you'd be silly to not take advantage of it. This is just like one little small aspect of an overall story, really, in my opinion, the state of higher education, really of college and university in the US, where I think it's just a giant societal scam. I understand that there's certain degrees that it's required. If you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be a doctor, this, that, or the other thing, I understand. But right now, there's an incredible amount of societal pressure on 16 and 17-year-olds who are essentially just like, yeah, I guess I go to college because that's what like culture is telling me to do. And they don't even know what they want to do. And then they get a degree where if you figure out the math of it, you're never, ever, based on the average salary of that position, gonna be able to get out from under the debt itself because of how bad the interest payments are. This is good, I guess, if you benefited from it. Once again, congratulations. But to me, it doesn't make sense to try to address a problem at the bottom of the stream. If you want to fix a problem, you go to the source of the problem, which in my opinion is college itself. College as a business has been inflating an insane amount in terms of cost, but what it gives you is not inflating at the same amount. So I think if you're gonna fix this problem, which if you look at the debt, it is a big problem right here. I mean, it's about $1.5 trillion of student debt. Most of it's between obviously 35 and 50, 636 billion, but you can see the student debt balances by age group. It's a huge problem. So when I see a huge problem like this, it's like, okay, the first question is, how do we fix it most efficiently and most realistically? And just saying the government coming in and saying, hey, we're absolving everyone of debt, that doesn't fix it because it gets rid of it for this round, but then the debt comes back up. We're not fixing the issue that created the debt originally. If anything, this feels like it's pandering for votes of like, hey, if you vote for me, I'm gonna erase your debt. It seems like using taxpayer dollars and inflation and monetary policy to basically buy votes. I don't see an actual problem being solved here, which is my biggest gripe with it all. If you want to forgive debt, whatever, like, okay, let's have that conversation after how we're going to talk about fixing the initial problem. That's my biggest issue whenever we're talking about student debt and student loan forgiveness is I don't hear any person in a position of power to actually fix it talk about fixing the actual problem.